I need you to stop scrolling right now if you're a man over 60 who's been told to eat more vegetables for better health, because one of the vegetables sitting in your refrigerator at this very moment could be the hidden culprit behind your declining energy, enlarged prostate, and weakening erections. You're not losing your masculinity because you're getting older. You're losing it because you've been eating what society told you was healthy. My name is Dr. Mariah, and for over 30 years, I've been helping men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s reclaim their energy and sexual vitality naturally. As a urologist and men's health specialist, I've discovered time and again that the most powerful medicine isn't found in a pill bottle. It's on your dinner plate. But before we dive deep into this shocking truth, I need to know you're paying attention. Comment energy right now if you've noticed your vitality isn't what it used to be. And if you're skeptical about what I'm about to reveal, comment prove it, because I'm about to blow your mind with science that most doctors won't tell you. What if I told you that certain vegetables, yes, the same ones your doctor recommended, are loaded with hidden compounds that boost estrogen, stiffen your arteries, and inflame your prostate? Even worse, most of these are labeled as heart healthy by well-meaning experts. The cruel irony is that you could be suffering more from the very foods that are supposed to heal you. Here's what's going to happen in the next few minutes. I'm going to expose 3 so-called healthy vegetables that could be destroying your manhood, then reveal 3 forgotten vegetables that can restore your masculine power, support your prostate, and boost your confidence in just days. And if blood flow, testosterone, and libido matter to you, stay until the end, because I'll share the one mineral that 95% of men don't know about, but it could be the game changer you've been searching for. Before we expose these shocking truths about the vegetables that might be sabotaging your health, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss crucial information about staying strong, sharp, and confident after 60. Type 1 in the comments if this information is valuable to you, or 0 if it's not. This helps me create better content specifically for your needs. Now, let's start with what might be the most shocking revelation for many of you. The first vegetable that could be the primary reason behind your declining energy despite its stellar health reputation. I want to tell you about James, a 68-year-old retired school principal I treated. Sharp mind, loving marriage, but something vital was missing. He walked into my office confused and quietly embarrassed. "Doctor, the rest of my health is fine, but I don't feel like myself anymore. My energy is shot, I'm constantly tired, and the spark in the bedroom has just died." We ran tests. Heart was healthy, cholesterol slightly elevated but manageable. But one thing jumped out. His testosterone was on the low end of normal, and his estrogen levels were unusually high for a man his age. That's when I asked about his diet. James proudly told me that years earlier, following his cardiologist's advice, he'd switched from red meat and dairy to heart-healthier options like tofu, soy milk, and edamame as snacks. That's when the pieces started falling into place. Soy is the first vegetable you need to consider reducing or eliminating entirely. Despite its health halo, soy is loaded with phytoestrogens, plant compounds that mimic the action of the female hormone estrogen in your body. Here's why this matters. For men over 60, your natural testosterone production is already declining gradually at this stage of life. When you add foods that act like estrogen to your diet, you're throwing your hormonal balance even further out of whack. What does this look like in real life? Decreased libido, a softer, more tired body, and, for many men like James, erections that weaken, become inconsistent, or disappear altogether. But soy isn't just the obvious problem, it's how sneakily it infiltrates your diet. Processed foods, protein bars, sauces, meat substitutes. The food industry loves soy because it's cheap and carries a health halo, but your male hormones know the truth. Comment below right now and tell me, are you eating soy regularly? Be honest, because awareness is the first step to reclaiming your power. James was skeptical but willing to try. The solution was simple: replace soy with clean protein sources. Within weeks, he came back with renewed energy. A month later, his wife sent me a handwritten note that simply said, "Doctor, you gave me my husband back." Am I saying soy is poison? No, but it's a healthy food that's best avoided by men over 60, especially those experiencing fatigue or performance issues. Staying with the theme of healthy foods with the dark side, our next vegetable is even more surprising. It's in millions of people's diets, but in its processed form, it might be fueling chronic inflammation that hardens arteries and redirects blood flow away from where you need it most. You'll get shocked at how ubiquitous this is. Corn. It's everywhere, used in countless products worldwide. And let me be crystal clear, I'm not talking about the fresh corn on the cob you enjoy at a summer barbecue. I'm talking about processed corn that has become a cornerstone of our modern diet. Corn syrup, corn starch, corn oil, and countless other processed products all start with corn. Let me introduce you to Robert, a 62-year-old man who came to me with a terrifying problem. He was experiencing erectile dysfunction, but also constant fatigue and joint pain. Following what he thought was good advice, he'd replaced butter with margarine made from vegetable oils, typically corn-based. He was trying to be healthy, but it seems like his efforts were making things worse, and that frustrated him deeply. Robert's problem was chronic inflammation, an invisible but powerful enemy. Corn, especially when processed, is extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, our bodies do need omega-6 fatty acids, but they must be in careful balance with omega-3 fatty acids found in fish, walnuts, and flaxseed. The modern diet has destroyed this balance. We're consuming up to 20 times more omega-6 than we should. When this ratio is off, your body enters a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation. Think of it like a small fire that never gets put out inside you. This inflammation damages the endothelium, the delicate lining of your arteries. And what does the endothelium produce? Nitric oxide. When it's damaged, your ability to produce nitric oxide plummets. The result? Arteries that become stiff and lose their flexibility. Blood flow to the penis and everywhere else in your body dramatically decreases. Plus, inflammation is linked to fatigue, joint pain, and prostate enlargement. Robert's heart-healthy diet was actually fueling the inflammation that was hardening his arteries. The solution seemed obvious. We eliminated processed seed oils like corn and soy and dramatically increased his omega-3 intake with fatty fish like salmon and high-quality fish oil supplements. Within a month, the transformation was remarkable. His joint pain subsided, clearly indicating his vascular health was improving. His morning energy returned, and he started experiencing morning erections for the first time in years. Read those labels carefully. If you see corn oil, soy oil, or corn syrup, recognize that you might be feeding the inflammation that's choking your vitality. This brings us to the third and most contradictory culprit. A vegetable that's a staple in detox smoothies and super healthy salads might actually be blocking the absorption of the most important mineral for male testosterone production when consumed incorrectly.
I'm talking about spinach, specifically large amounts of raw spinach. I know this might sound contradictory, but let me explain through William's story, a 67-year-old avid marathon runner who was doing everything right to stay fit. He started every day with a massive green smoothie packed with raw spinach, thinking he was flooding his body with nutrients. But his blood work told a different story. His testosterone was low. His zinc levels were critically low, despite eating zinc-rich foods. And he complained about his vanishing libido. William's problem wasn't what he was eating, it was how it was interacting in his body. The villain here is oxalates. Raw spinach is one of the highest sources of oxalates available. Oxalates are like tiny nutrient thieves in your digestive system. They bind to essential minerals and steal them away before you can absorb them. One of the minerals oxalates love to steal, zinc. And as we've discussed, zinc is like gold to a man. It's essential for testosterone production and prostate health. So with every sip of that super healthy green smoothie, William was unknowingly robbing his body of the very mineral it needed most to maintain his masculinity. Am I telling you to avoid spinach? Absolutely not. Spinach is rich in magnesium and other minerals. The key is not what, but how. Simply cooking spinach,
Even lightly steaming it for a few minutes dramatically reduces its oxalate content and allows your body to absorb those minerals. When William switched from his raw smoothie to an omelet with sautéed spinach, his testosterone and zinc levels started climbing within weeks. Now that you know the secret enemies on your plate, let's flip the script. Let's talk about the 3 forgotten heroes, the vegetables you should be eating right now to actively restore your strength, circulation, and hormonal balance. Now that you're aware of the potential enemies on your plate, let's reverse the situation. Let's focus on the power of restoration. There are 3 vegetables I consider absolutely essential for men over 60. They're not exotic or expensive. In fact, most men overlook them because they're so common. Our first hero is beets, the undisputed circulation champion. If poor circulation is the enemy, beets are your one-man army. Remember Robert's feeling of everything being low pressure? Beets are the simple answer to that. They're one of nature's richest sources of dietary nitrates. When you consume beets, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide. And as we've learned, nitric oxide is the master molecule that relaxes and dilates your blood vessels, allowing blood to flow powerfully throughout your body. Think of it like turning a kinked garden hose into a fire department's pressure cannon. Studies show that drinking beet juice can significantly lower blood pressure and improve endothelial function, the health of your arterial linings. But here's the detail most people miss. How you consume beets matters tremendously. When beets are pickled or canned, their magic is diminished. The high heat used in canning and prolonged storage destroys a significant percentage of those beneficial nitrates. Even worse, pickling involves a brining process that loads beets with sodium and vinegar, which can constrict your arteries and counteract the very benefit you're seeking. Fresh beets are essential for the benefits, whether grated in a salad, lightly roasted, or steamed. Our second hero is broccoli, the hormonal balance champion, but it comes with an instruction manual. The secret to vitality isn't just testosterone, it's the balance between testosterone and estrogen. While many men focus only on testosterone, here's the truth. Broccoli is one of the most powerful vegetables for men over 60, especially for estrogen detoxification and prostate protection. But it only works if prepared correctly. Broccoli, like other cruciferous vegetables such as cauliflower, contains a compound called sulforaphane. This compound is revolutionary. It helps your liver detoxify, reduces systemic inflammation, and most importantly, for older men, helps eliminate excess estrogen, promoting balanced testosterone levels. But there's a major catch. Sulforaphane is extremely heat sensitive. When broccoli is overcooked, or worse, microwaved, most of this therapeutic compound is destroyed. What's left is lifeless bulk that provides fiber, yes, but not the protection your aging body desperately needs. Remember Robert, the inflamed, foggy patient? Initially, he claimed he ate broccoli every night, but when I asked how he prepared it, he said, "I microwave it for 5 minutes until it's really soft." Without knowing it, he was destroying the very compound his body was craving. He was eating food designed to support his masculinity, but the preparation method rendered it useless. When we made the simple change to steam broccoli for just 3 to 4 minutes, or even eat it raw with a healthy dip, he started noticing subtle changes. His energy slowly returned, his nighttime urination decreased, and his mind cleared. It's a small change, but small things matter for men over 60. Repeated habits either build you up or tear you down. Unfortunately, many men think they're doing the right thing by eating more vegetables because they've been told to, but they don't realize that how they prepare those vegetables makes all the difference. Overcooking broccoli doesn't just ruin the taste, it robs your body of one of the most powerful compounds known to protect the prostate. This brings us to our final, third forgotten hero, and this one, gentlemen, is testosterone's silent guardian: mushrooms. Yes, mushrooms. Specifically, the common white button mushrooms you can get at any grocery store. They're much more than just a salad ingredient or pizza topping. They're a natural pharmacy for men's hormonal health. Let me tell you about William again, the 67-year-old runner I mentioned earlier. Even after adjusting his spinach intake and improving his zinc levels, he still felt his libido and competitive edge were subdued. He felt better, but not powerful. There was still a missing piece to his hormonal puzzle. That missing piece was a sneaky enzyme that becomes more active as men age. William was struggling with an enzyme called aromatase. Think of aromatase like a testosterone thief. Your body uses it to convert your precious testosterone into estrogen before you can use it. As men age, especially if they carry a little extra belly fat, aromatase activity increases. Essentially, this enzyme is stealing testosterone from your body and converting it into the female hormone before you can use it. This is why William didn't feel his best despite having good zinc levels. His testosterone was being converted to estrogen too quickly. This is where the beauty of mushrooms comes in. Simple white button mushrooms contain compounds that have been shown in scientific studies like those at Beckman Research Institute to act as natural aromatase inhibitors. They don't directly boost testosterone production. Instead, they act like bodyguards, preventing the enzyme from converting your existing testosterone into estrogen. They protect it. This means more of your testosterone stays as free, active testosterone in your bloodstream to do its job, boost your energy, libido, mental clarity, and muscle mass. When I had William start eating sautéed mushrooms with garlic and olive oil a couple times a week, the final piece of the puzzle clicked into place. About a month later, he called me. His voice had a new depth to it. He said, "Doctor, this is it. The drive is back. The energy isn't manic, it's this calm, confident strength I haven't felt in over 10 years. With every meal, he was actively defending his hormones. There you have it, fresh beets for circulation, properly prepared broccoli for hormonal balance, and mushrooms to guard your testosterone levels. These aren't trendy foods, they're functional foods with real science behind them. They prove that the answer to reclaiming your manhood is on your plate, not in a pill bottle. Let me tie everything together with a simple action plan and the bonus tip I promise to ensure you get maximum benefit from each of these vegetables. We've exposed the vegetables you should avoid or prepare carefully. Soy for its hormonal disruption, processed corn for its inflammatory burden, and excessive raw spinach for its zinc-stealing properties. And we've discovered the 3 heroes you should embrace. Fresh beets for flooding your body with nitric oxide, properly prepared broccoli for hormonal regulation, and mushrooms to protect your testosterone levels. But as promised, for those who stayed with me until the end, here's the bonus tip that will supercharge everything. We've talked about zinc and magnesium, but most men don't know about a third mineral that can dramatically boost testosterone. Your bonus tip is boron, the forgotten mineral of male vitality. Yes, boron. Despite being a trace mineral that gets little attention, science shows it's incredibly powerful. Boron can reduce a blood protein called SHBG that binds to testosterone and makes it inactive or useless. By lowering SHBG, boron helps increase your free testosterone, the kind that actually matters for strength, energy, and libido. How do you get boron? You don't need expensive supplements. Foods like dates, raisins, and yes, our hero, avocado, are excellent sources. Adding a few dates to your smoothie or a handful of raisins to your snack is one simple way to ensure the testosterone your body produces is actually usable. It's the invisible multiplier that makes everything else work better. Now, I want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me which of these vegetables surprised you most. Have you been making any of these mistakes? Which hero vegetable are you going to add to your diet this week? If this video helped you or someone you care about, please take a moment to like it,